This is the first time that I have done anything online with a slipcover as far as showing the process and talking about it. So I just wanted to start off by talking about one of the reasons why I think that slipcovers are so important as far as the sustainability aspect is that rather than throwing away a cover or a piece of furniture that you no longer have use for, that's worn out, that no longer fits your lifestyle, instead, you can recreate it into a new piece, into something that's going to work for you again by just getting another fabric, redoing the cover. So I'm going to zoom in. You'll look at the cover of this chair is fully covered in cat claws. So a lot of my clients for slipcovers are animal people. And so one of the reasons why they invest in slipcovers is because it is a much easier way to maintain your furniture if you do have pets. So this particular piece is a swivel and it has several cushions. So there's a cushion here and then there's a cushion here. Now I just want to take note of the formation of this cover that's on here because those do help to act as guides for a future cover. So you'll notice that the inside, this is a panel that ends here in the corner, and the top is actually one piece. So there's a strip here and there's a seam here. When a piece does have an existing slipcover, I tend to use that as part of a pattern to make a new one. And so I'm not going to exactly replicate this slipcover, but I am going to use some of it to help with the measurements. Now I'm going to go ahead and start measuring, and I usually just take a piece of paper and start writing it down. So I'm going to measure on the interior edge first. Now these are the outer arm, and I'm going to go ahead and notice, so the seam is here and you follow that curvature of the chair. So from here to here is about 32. And what you want to notice is, yes, it narrows as the chair goes down, but again, I'm just going to cut the fabric that full width all the way across, and then I have room to alter it. So we're saying 32 by, that's 29. Now remember that this is going to have a hem on it. So I want to leave a little bit extra there for that hem and use that, like, so I'm going to add it to the base length of my fabric. So I'm going to add 2 inches just because, again, I've had too many experiences where I shorted myself on fabric, and that's never a fun experience, especially at the end of a project. For this original slip cover, there's Velcro. So there's usually always a closure in the back of the cover. This one has Velcro. I'm never a fan of Velcro because when you wash it, it sticks to itself. So more than likely, I'm going to opt to put in a zipper into this. So there's this back corner. Really, I could choose to just put one zipper. I don't need 2 zippers. If I put a zipper from here to here on just one side, that would be more than sufficient to give the ease to take the cover off the chair. If you take a look at this chair, I have gone ahead to pin fit. So you can see that there's a lot of overlap. And I am going to want to trim that off. But this was like the extra. So as I was talking about earlier, is that I cut each piece as like a rectangle, and then I'm going to do the pin fit, and then I trim off the edges. So like this, I'm just going to go along and trim off. And this pin, these pins are marking my stitch line. And so they're holding it in place. And, not everyone does slip covers the same. When I first learned, I didn't pin fit the whole thing at a time, and now I tend to do that because you can take the whole thing off and take it over to the sewing machine and just get ready to go. Here you have my finished slipcover, and you can look at the picture of the pre-existing one before I started up in the top corner. And of course, this is my first actual slipcover video, so I hope that you weren't too bothered by the fact that I was in and out of the screen trying to figure out how to film something with the space that I have available to me right now. Thank you for watching. You can shop tutorials and classes on my website, naomifeda.net. Be sure to like and subscribe. And as always, may God sow his love into your heart today.